Well, we all know the basics. Zombies, shamblers, the undead, whatever you want to call them. When it comes to killing them, it's all about the brain. If one comes at you, shoot it in the brain. It's that simple. Any questions?
Yes? What if I took a big rock and smashed it into the head? Would that work?
Yeah.
Hi everyone, I'm Dom Griffin, I'm a film critic and you're watching the Armchair Auteur. This is an ongoing video series I do where we talk about new movies, old movies, screenplay analysis, that sort of thing. So if you like movies and you like popular culture and you like to see somebody pick those things apart, please consider subscribing. Today I'm reviewing The Army of the Dead, the new film from Zack Snyder and Netflix that debuted today on the platform but has been in theaters for about a week already. If you thought Warner Brothers gave him free reign on his version of the Justice League that hit HBO Max a couple of months ago, this is even more raw, uncut Snyderdom. It's not 4 hours long, thankfully, but it is a pretty raw, uncut expression of his artistic vision. I almost said for better or worse, but I honestly can't think of a for worse part of this movie. Full disclosure, I did just get back from seeing it in a real theater, like for reals, which is like my second time this year, and it feels so great. So some of like the endorphins, like the feeling of being back at the movies, might be coloring my opinion and some of the praise I'm meant to heap onto this film. But while that may be clouding my judgment, the minute the movie was over, I already was like mentally excited for seeing it again on Netflix this weekend, because like I was that stoked, so take that as you will. So before I get into like the basic setup of the movie and my thoughts on the movie and all that stuff, I want to remind folks that this praise is coming from someone who up until recently was definitely Snyder agnostic, someone who doesn't really like zombie movies very much, and someone who generally hates any movie that is over 2 hours long but is not like Casino. So yeah, I'm not as addicted to Zack's personal style as I am to, say, Michael Bay.
Shit just got real.
I definitely would like this movie more if it was vampires instead of zombies. And yeah, it could be like 20 minutes shorter and a couple of other minor quibbles that I'll get into later.
I want you to put an equal amount of blueberries in each muffin. An equal amount of blueberries in each muffin.
But none of that really matters, because this movie is rad as hell. Army of the Dead is a zombie movie contorted to the relative structure of a heist film, with the execution of both genres melded so smoothly that you begin to wonder why every zombie movie isn't also about pulling one last job for untold millions. Batista plays Scott, a mercenary whose crew once rescued the Secretary of Defense from Las Vegas, a city of sin that has devolved into a post-apocalyptic wasteland overrun with zombies. Hiroyuki Sanada plays an evil billionaire who hires Scott, and by proxy his crew, to steal $200 million from an impenetrable vault in a casino at the heart of the Strip, just a few days before the government is set to detonate a tactical nuke to rid the world of the zombie plight once and for all, on the 4th of July, no less.
Clear position that dropping the nuke on the 4th would be, quote, really cool, and the ultimate fireworks show, and, quote, actually kind of patriotic if you think about it.
Doesn't that just sound like a fun movie? It ticks all the important boxes, Batista putting a team together, complete with multiple members of the team getting less and less of a cut of the profits.
$50 million.
50 million.
What's the split? Even, however many ways?
Figure you, me, and Vander will take 15 million each, assuming he'll do it. Everybody else who isn't family.
Nobody needs to know our cut.
Well, if it pans out, we make $2 million for one day's work.
$2 million.
What would you say about making 500 grand? How would you like to make 250 grand?
You want to make 20 grand?
$20,000.
An inspired bit running down how the entire heist is going to go, and of course, everything turning to shit when they realize most of the zombies left inside the city aren't the regular shamblers, but advanced thinking zombies. Real heavy I Am Legend vibes from the weird petri dish culture of Zeus, the alpha zombie who rides a horse and wears a helmet to avoid headshots, and his wife the Bride, who looks like a centerfold from Maxim magazine if Tim Burton did a guest stint as the creative director. There's a colorful cast of interesting characters, my personal faves among them Guzman, played by Raul Castillo, the influencer who blew up on social media for his marksmanship.
Swagger, baby! Ooh, swagger, man, hell yeah! That's how it's done. Thank you very much. At Guzman of the Dead 420. Make sure to like and subscribe.
The eccentric safecracker played by Matthew Schweighofer, who is starring in and directing his own prequel film, Army of Thieves. The motherfucking Hunt, as a duplicitous inside man who is obviously going to turn on the crew. And of course, Tig Notaro, replacing the deeply unfunny and extremely gross Chris D'Elia.
You're using way too many napkins.
If no one told you all her scenes were filmed later with green screen, you honestly wouldn't notice. But as great as it is that Zack got that goober out of the film for his disgusting real-life behavior, the movie would be significantly worse with him in the role. Tig is a delight here. And while the real heart of the film is the relationship between Batista and his estranged daughter Kate, played by Ella Purnell, the movie's significant moments of melodrama are all fine. They're fine. Of course, Batista is amazing and exactly the right leading man for this kind of picture, but this isn't a movie you really come to for heart and melodrama. But it is at least presented with the same sincerity and earnestness I loved so much in his Justice League. No, if you're gonna fire Army of the Dead up on Netflix or leave the house to catch it on the big screen, you do it for the spectacle. And that Snyder delivers in spades. From the opening prologue showing how the zombie outbreak in Las Vegas began, with shotgun wetting Roadhead colliding with a military unit transporting precious cargo turning deadly, between that opening salvo and the absurd, over-the-top, and definitely overlong but who's clock-watching credits set to various Vegas staples, Army of the Dead is too bombastic and thrilling to really nitpick. With strong scene-to-scene editing, if not macro editing, from Memento chopper Dodie Dorn, exciting and indulging cinematography from Zack himself, and a lot of funny needle drops, Army of the Dead is every ounce as brutal and sharp and entertaining as you could really hope from a modern zombie movie. It's light on social commentary, and what little vague insight that exists is incredibly easy to purposely misinterpret as anti-vaxxer propaganda, but it is clear to me and anyone with a brain that this is not what Zack was going for, inasmuch as he's not really going for any specific pin-downable artistic statements. It's pretty obvious to me he was thinking conceptually about how to evolve and expand the zombie movie paradigm into as broad and enticing a popcorn flick as possible, and that with Netflix's hands-off approach, he was able to push himself and his ideas as far as this form would allow. That means there are occasionally interesting bits of commentary, for sure, enough to meaningfully tether it to the lineage of Romero's shrewd and thought-provoking work in the genre, but not so much that it ever distracts from the pure video game glee of grisly headshots, memorable world-building, and, you know, zombie tigers. Look, when it comes down to it, we've all been inside for far too long, and the last year was decidedly light on real blockbusters. This is one of the first movies that feels like a real summer movie I have seen in ages. I am so grateful for that. Thank you, Zack. Army of the Dead. It's on Netflix. It's probably still in some theaters. I urge you, if you're going to see the movie and you're vaccinated and you feel safe enough, go to the theater to see it. It's fantastic on a big screen. I wish the location I went to had actual masking. That would have been nice. But overall, it was a good experience. I had a blast. The movie was fun. If you can't get to the theater, that's okay. You can still watch it on Netflix. Just turn the volume up really loud, piss off your neighbors, whatever. It is a fun movie, and it's totally worth watching. Like, if you don't like Zack Snyder movies, or you hate zombie movies, or whatever other qualifiers, then, I don't know, maybe skip it, I guess. But for me, for my money, it was fantastic. I loved it. I can't wait to watch it again. And again, those are my thoughts on Army of the Dead. It rules. Please see it. If you have any thoughts about the movie or Zack Snyder or zombies or anything at all, really, you can talk to me in the comments below. I love talking to you guys. If you have liked this video, please physically like it. Hit the little thumbs up button. It tells the algorithm that you don't hate me. And if you have not subscribed yet, subscribe. Hit the little bell icon so you get notifications when I put out new videos. You'll always be up to date on the latest Dom tent. And yeah, I hope everyone's doing well, staying safe, being good to yourselves and each other, wearing your masks, getting vaccinated so you don't have to wear a mask anymore, and, you know, getting ready to go back to the movies. Because let me tell you folks something. I had the first experience in over a year where I was about 20 minutes into the end of the movie and I really had to pee and I had to wait till the movie was over to go pee, and I did it and I peed and it was fantastic. It was like, that's how I knew I was back at the movies. That, and I got to see Maria Menounos, and, you know, that's important. Anyway, bye.